It's a huge truck.
Today on Storage Wars,
Yes.
we decide to pit the Suburban High Country against every SUV we've ever driven
Pretty much.
to see if the storage space and cubbies and nooks and crannies and all the place to put your fast food and oversized sodas can compete against anything else we've ever driven.
You also might be able to just park this next to one of those unclaimed storage units and just see which one goes better.
Well, Chevy dropped off the High Country.
Yes.
This is the top level trim for the Suburban. It doesn't go any higher than this.
Yeah, you're in high cotton in the High Country.
Guess
it has
you are.
all kinds of digital stuff that shows you scenes of the forest you'll never visit when
does.
you first close the door.
On startup.
It does. It shows you all kinds of
beautiful
gorgeous
scenery
scenes. Yeah.
that you're never going to see.
Probably
That's why
never
we're
going to see
driving it
that.
on freeway.
Yep, we're going to drive it on the freeway, which is honestly though, where it's wonderful.
It is really
This
great.
is the ultimate family hauler, and it also feels to me like the four-wheel execution of America.
Great cars, great roads, and all the reasons we love to drive.
road trips, comparisons, test drives, and podcasts. This is Everyday Driver.
Can I go there now? All the way to something that I can't believe exists until I used it and was like, that's genius. It has what I have named, I don't know what it's really called, the fast food trough. You hit a button up here, and
It's
the
the power
entire
sliding center
console slides, and it leaves you with a trough that is plastic lined, that is the perfect size for, I grabbed my monster bag from Starbucks, McDonald's, you name it, there and put it here. Not my drinks go in the cup holders. But I have my perfect honestly, I used it once and was like, yes.
But this
It's
serves
perfect.
the back seats. Have you noticed? You put the drinks in, and then you hit the slide,
And it slides the drinks
serves
back to
people.
those folks
It's
while
like
you put the food here. This is
modern dumbwaiter.
It is so American road trip. I didn't know I needed it. It's
but
actually
I need
brilliant.
it.
It's brilliant.
Yes. This entire truck is brilliant. 420 horsepower V8. If you compare it to my Expedition from 12 years ago, that made 310. 310 horsepower, 360 foot-pounds of torque. This is a 6.2 liter V8 making 420 horsepower and 460. So 100 plus.
Yep.
100 more
Yes.
than the V8s of yesteryear, 12 years ago.
Yeah, yesteryear is 12 years ago. Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah.
But this thing is effortless.
Uh-huh.
The power is brilliant. To make a truck this large drive only in size bigger than everything else on the road. It doesn't feel bigger in any way, and it's wonderful. I want to just get in any seat. I don't care where. I want to be in this thing.
We're going somewhere. Let's get in the High Country. We'll just take the Suburban. It'll be awesome.
This is designed for long-term ownership. $86,250, which is not inexpensive.
That's expensive. I mean, the Suburban starts at $56,000, so we are $30,000 more expensive than the base Suburban.
That's a lot.
$30,000. Now I look at that a couple of ways.
But
on one level,
you're in the High
$86,000. I am in High Country. It's got the animation.
Yes.
On one level, $86,000 feels like to my instincts a lot for a Suburban. But then I start to think about the other things we've driven that properly seat. You're right. I didn't take that into account.
Then
that properly seat 7 people, can tow, are nice to be in. I would road trip in. I start to think about any of the competitors, and $86,000 starts to feel like that is a legitimate cost for what they're offering. I'm not denying that that's not a lot of money, because I cannot believe we're at almost 90 grand here. That is a lot of money. But to your point, if you're buying this as the family hauler you're going to use for the next decade, that starts to feel a little bit more like, you know what, let's load it up, let's get all the stuff, we're going to love it. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, there's built-in Google in here. This has got a lot of tech. It has the dumbwaiter fast food trough, which I am just in love with, I have to say.
Phenomenal.
Panoramic roof, tons of cameras. This is designed to make family hauling, road tripping, hauling the boat or the camper or whatever, as effortless as possible, and it does a fantastic job. And I don't think, for all of the stuff that GM has done that is kind of like, that doesn't feel like a great contribution, GM does this better than anybody.
I couldn't agree more. This feels like it's done by experts.
Yes.
That know the market, they know Suburbans, they know how they should drive and run and all the amenities and features. This is expert level road tripping, family hauling. if you have a young family, you should get one of these and then keep it for 12 years and then take the other photo with your family when the kids go to high school.
Maybe, yeah.
You can keep this that long. And now I feel like the amount of tech on here is past the dead zone. It's past the tech that is, you keep for 1 or 2 years and is forgettable because you get the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto.
Sure.
You can plug in if you want, but it's connected with Google Assistant on here.
Yep.
It feels normal and modern, but long lasting.
Sure. It doesn't feel like the stuff from the early 2000s where we're trying to figure tech out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The High Country gives you the magnetic ride and the air ride suspension. It's fantastic. It also rides on 22-inch wheels. When was the last time anybody ever said dubs? I haven't heard that for like a decade. Nobody says I got dubs. You got 20s or 22s.
You remember Remblems?
Oh.
The little logo you could get, the
Remblems.
chrome logo that told you how big your wheels were? Well, let's bring back Remblems. Come on.
But with 22s, you think it should ride terribly.
You would think.
This rides better than most cars I've ever been in.
It rides excellent.
It's phenomenal.
It's high-end luxury sedan quality of ride.
It really is.
Except for the fact that you're really high. You're like floating above the road.
Yeah. But that just makes you want to drive over stuff to test it out and be like, I barely felt that. This is designed for road trips and it's comfortable. Now, having that air ride makes the towing capacity for this drop to 7,900 pounds because it's a 4x4.
Yep.
But still, with independent rear suspension, you've got the air ride, the magnetic ride, and you can still tow that much.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you're right, that price starts to kind of make sense for what you're getting.
It's simultaneously, isn't that really expensive? And now I see. It's both.
Yeah.
Because I also thought about it this way. We love the big 7-seater from Mercedes.
True, yes.
Okay, and it is definitely nicer than this, but it's also twice as expensive.
Can't believe that.
So once you start to think about it in those terms, you start to go, there is a lot of value here, even though this doesn't feel like, I don't touch it and go like, oh yeah, $90,000, but all the stuff that it does and all the ways that it's designed, I start to go, okay, usability starts to feel worth it.
Really feels worth it. Yeah, you're sitting up high.
Very. In fact, this is so high. You'll see when we get out in a second, you'll see that we're big guys. The edge of the hood goes to my sternum.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it this way because I know it's going to be dark, but kids walking in front of this car, you will not see them. Now, thankfully, there's tons of cameras.
But you have cameras.
You have lots of cameras.
Yeah.
But trying to navigate the corners of this truck are genuinely hard because it's just this brick. And up to my sternum is high. Now, that's the same as big pickups from Chevy and Ford. But it is amazing to think that the trucks have gotten that big.
I'm amazed to feel how this just navigates everything normally. It doesn't feel big and lumbering. And that's because of the power. Good braking power, great engine power, great amount of torque.
10-speed auto in here that's really good.
Yeah, it's excellent. It moves like it shouldn't. It moves like it doesn't deserve to. And it's just normal. I feel like
it's crazy to say.
I just want to have this just to own. I don't need this.
Yeah.
Plus, I already have an Expedition that I don't really need.
True.
But I like this. I just want to be here.
You kind of want to just fill it with people and just go somewhere to say you did.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And use all the stuff.
Adults in the third row. I mean, not trees like us, but normal size adults in the third row with space behind it. This is why you buy the Suburban, because it is probably, the Expedition and the Navigator do the same kind of thing, but it's almost the only thing in the market where 7 or 8 people and then stuff as well.
Now, on the interior, there's more buttons up here than ever before, because now you can actually use the buttons up here to control the third row folding. Let me demonstrate. You can fold it, the headrests collapse, and it just, you need to throw your stuff in? I don't have to get out and do it on the side of the truck.
Fair.
I can just sit here and be lazy and eat more fast food and then
it's in the trough.
Do the thing, same thing. That's right. That trough, by the way, is secure storage because this doesn't make it slide if the engine is off. So it's actually secure storage.
There's an extra shelf that folds out only when the trough is fully extended. I can't believe the sentences I'm saying in the middle of this review. But you pull back the fast food trough, and then there is a whole shelf that comes out underneath here that is more storage. Yes. And when you put something in here, like your phone, and you close it, there is no way to get in that center console without starting the ignition. I get it. I get it. I would have never thought of this. And now that I've seen it, I'm like, why doesn't everyone do it?
All right, so mocha interior. What's interesting to me about this color is that not only do I like it, I think it's working because it feels luxurious. It feels a little bit higher end. But the instrument panel isn't black. because of reflection. It's got this sort of uniform feel, and it actually feels kind of nice, kind of luxurious.
I actually think that hides the fact that these are not $90,000 materials. The fact that it got lighter kind of makes it seem more luxurious, because if this were the Mercedes or something you think is $90,000, you'd be like, oh, these feel really nice. Now, only automotive journalists do this, by the way.
You have to squish everything.
So these materials do not feel up to the price, but the color hides that.
Yeah, it does.
Very well.
Still the bowling ball shifter. Nothing's changed. I feel like I get it. We've talked about this ad nauseum. It frees up the center console, but I still don't love it. But now I'm used to it, so it felt normal. I got in. I just thought, all right,
we're
no
here
problem.
Again, yeah.
Fine. But otherwise, the interior space around you. But I mean, there's another cubby. I just noticed
on both sides.
There's something else down here.
They're everywhere.
Well, that's exciting.
You could put most of your house knickknacks in here and still have space.
That goes.
It's ridiculous. Yes.
But the seating position is excellent. I just want to hang out here. It's brilliant to drive. Still also has the pocket of stupidity that we have named.
Yes.
It still exists.
It's still stupid.
Yeah.
My son was actually spent some time trying to figure out what goes in there, and you know what he concluded? Nothing.
Really? He couldn't figure anything out?
Nothing.
A 12-year-old couldn't figure something out?
It's not built for anything specific. You can put sunglasses in there and they stick out, and you go, I get my sunglasses. There's things you could fill it with.
Dump a bunch of Legos in there.
But I'm going to say again, what should have happened here is do something else with the shifter, just not there. Maybe right here.
Sure.
But vent, HVAC here.
Why didn't they call you?
They clearly didn't.
You didn't get a call?
I didn't get a call. I will not get a call after this either. But the problem was that they created this bowling ball shifter here, and then they went, we'll just do a pocket. And the pocket, it's useless. It is a useless pocket. And I say that after, please hear us again, every other pocket here is kind of amazing, and they really thought about storage, and they did great stuff. So to fail with the one pocket you always see is really too bad, because there's so much great storage in here.
They have extra pockets you don't even need won't use.
It's the pocket of stupidity.
That's how much storage there is.
Yeah.
The doors are also triple level, because you can put stuff in the door pull here. There's storage everywhere. It's brilliant.
It's really good.
A place to lay your phone. You could fill these with fry sauce back here and drinks.
But again, it's the dumb waiter to serve stuff back there. And you do have the Qi charger down here, so you can actually charge your phone down here. I mean, this is...
giant screens in the back.
Which I'm going to continue to say that is not worth $2,000. Just the iPads
but when
for
you're
your kids.
Stuffing your face full of fast food, and this slides back to serve you, you've got to have your entertainment. You've got to have the internet.
I guess. Of course you can do a hotspot here. Of course you can. This does all of the things that a modern... Hey, wouldn't it be cool if the car had? This does all of that. Now, I know, as you said, in 5 years there'll be a bunch of new stuff that don't you wish the car had, but this won't feel that far behind.
The only thing this is missing is a toilet. That's it.
That's the thing that keeps it from being an RV.
That's
just the toilet. Yep.
It has everything you could ever need. It has a huge gas tank.
Yes.
You can drive forever.
Yes.
It just needs a bathroom.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I want to ride over there.
Yeah, you need to ride. Look.
Yeah. It's huge.
What? That's huge.
It is tall. Yeah.
Oh, wrong seat. Oh, oops. Okay, sorry.
I have to use the intercom to call you.
Okay, I have another number I have to bring up here.
Hey, look, your cameras. Yeah.
Lots of cameras. Actually, I'm not a guy that likes cameras, because I'm always a guy that looks over my shoulder to back up and all this kind of thing. But this is so massive, and the corners are so high, that I found these to be a godsend.
They're fantastic.
Look, I mean, it's actually the first time where I've actually wanted cameras in a car. I've used them plenty, and I know lots of cars have them, but this car, because of its scale, you can perfectly place the bumper where it needs to be in a parking space. You can perfectly place yourself, and for something this massive, that's very helpful.
This also means everybody who owns one of these is out of excuses. You have to park this perfectly.
True, yeah.
Look at all the cameras you have. You even have a hitch cam with a magnifier. You can zoom in to perfectly place it. This is brilliant.
It is crazy. It is, and crazy in a great way. I can't believe the stuff this has. You're paying for it. Are you in sport, by the way?
I can't remember if I am or not.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Okay, good.
You could set up a lower trim Suburban. You could put a lot of this tech on a lower trim Suburban. You could come out for less than $86,000. I've also. Oh, hey, look at this.
All right.
Don't recommend that to anybody, by the way.
Hopefully he doesn't come over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, good to see you guys.
Well, 420 horsepower. 460 pound-feet.
That's the thing. I had power to get out of a situation I didn't like.
Yes.
And uphill at altitude. I'll give you another number besides the numbers you've just listed.
Okay.
With the 10-speed auto and the 6.2 liter and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Here's a number you don't often hear. 3 tons. 6,100 pounds.
She's
this
big.
vehicle weighs more than 3 tons.
But it doesn't drive like 3
It doesn't
tons.
drive like that.
It doesn't feel anywhere close to it.
That's why I had to bring it up, because when I saw that number on the specs, I went, really? Because your Expedition doesn't weigh close to that.
No, it's...
Most SUVs are in the mid-5s.
500 pounds less.
6,100 pounds,
Yeah.
more than 3 tons of Americana coming at you on 22s with fast food in the trough. This is where we are, okay?
Yes to all that. Yes.
I am incredibly impressed by this. Great heads-up display. I just can't get over how usable this feels, and I really am at war with myself because that number for this is a big number.
The price you're talking?
Yes.
Yeah, it
but
is.
I keep driving it and going, yeah, you should get one of these. These are really good. And I do think that from a legitimate standpoint of comparing this to one of our very favorite 7-seaters, which is that GLS AMG.
Yes.
Which is twice the price.
Okay.
Of course the GLS is faster. Of course the GLS is nicer. But unless you're a person who only buys stuff at that level, you should have just bought this.
I agree. But owning this, you will wonder how you managed without it.
if you could fill it, yeah.
It's so good. It is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And really, at that price level, it isn't for everybody. Not everybody can afford one of these.
True.
But Chevy knows what they're doing with the Suburban so much that I question the existence of the Denali and the Escalade above this.
Oh,
what are you getting in both of those that the fully loaded High Country Suburban doesn't offer?
You're right. That's a fair point.
There's so many amenities, there's so many features, and it rides so well and is so comfortable. Really, at that point, you're just buying badge. With the Escalade V, of course, you're getting power.
Of course, yes.
But you're still getting bad gas mileage on this.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not like
City
this.
14,
Yes.
Highway 18 for a combined of 16 miles to the gallon, which is slightly better than my Expedition that's 12 years older.
And I don't think you're going to drive this, as we've proven, and feel like, wow, this is underpowered. I mean, the Escalade V is nuts, and I get the laugh factor and the crazy sound, and I understand. But you're not going to drive this and feel like, we really should have gotten the V.
No, you're not going to feel
which
disappointed.
Is crazy.
I mean, if we're going to burn gas, let's burn gas.
I will say one counterpoint to buying this, though, and this is another American problem. I mean, this is Americana on wheels, but
this is not a problem. This is a solution. This
solves
this is
apple pie and a waving flag
this
on
solves
4 wheels.
It all.
But if you're a person who's going to buy this and 75% of the time drive it by yourself, get something else.
Agreed, of course.
If you're a person who you have lots of kids and family and you take lots of people and lots of stuff and gear and we're got to haul the boat, this is perfect.
It's amazing.
But please don't be a person that buys this because, the grandparents come in twice a year. Don't do that. If it's you and like 2 other people, don't do that.
Borrow Paul's Expedition instead.
Borrow Paul's Expedition. Borrow a friend's Expedition or rent something. This is the solve for that when it happens twice a year, because this is too big and too much and too consumptive if it's just, I commute in a Suburban. Why?
It feels that way for sure. It feels a little bit over the top. But if you have the genuine need, it does it better than anything.
I agree.
It's unbelievable. I just want to be here, messing with all the stuff, enjoying myself with the sliding center console trough thing.
I want to go through drive-through again before we get rid of it, just because I'm going to miss that in every other car. Yes,
before?
I did.
You did.
You better believe it. I went through drive-through, and the windows. I'm even with the person
matched.
standing there, and I just took the bag and put it here. I didn't even look. Just took the bag and put it here, and grabbed the drink and put it there. It's perfect. It is so awesome for all of those things. What I'm realizing here, though, as we drive this, is you and I don't need this, and a lot of people don't.
No.
But to your point, if you do, it's so perfect. And I think the reason it resonates with us is we like it when a car does its job really well.
And we can justify the price for it.
Yes.
Even though it is high. Mm-hmm. But yes, to your point, when they match and the car does it, and there's very few downsides to buying it, that's a lot of money. But man, did you solve the problem.
Yep, but we're in lots of vehicles where we're just sitting here going, why? Why does it exist? But when, this is proof, there is something we don't need, but we see exactly why it excels and what it does, it's undeniable in that regard, and this is really, really excellent. And I'll give you a stat that will shock you. This Suburban, this is not just a 2023. This is the 12th generation Suburban. The 12th. This is nearly 100 years of Suburban. 1937 was the first Suburban. 1952 was the first Corvette. This is what GM does, the Vette and the Suburban, and they do it really, really well.
But they better. If you're going to make Corvettes and Suburbans for that long, they are hallowed names, and this is the one to get. I love Fords. I love my Expedition. I like the new Expeditions. But there is something to be said about the V8, and it's got the power to go with it. I know it seemed like sort of a last of the last. I hope not. Because of sales. Because I don't think styling has ever looked better on the Suburban. In this generation, I don't think it's ever looked better than it does now. Very clean, very tight. Look at that single clean line that runs the entire length of the Suburban. This is actually pretty handsome. It's clean, it's nice, it's stately, it's staid, it's got a good presence. It's big, but I like how this looks.
It's big but not ungainly, and a lot of big stuff has just started to look bulbous and weird.
So for that reason, this is the one to get. They should just keep this going. Just continue to sell them, because they do sell. They will sell.
Yes. What's the 13th gen going to be? Because the 12th gen is excellent.
This is brilliant. All right, so why are you exiting? Where are we going? We're going somewhere, right?
Road tripping time, for sure. Except we got to fill the back. We got to do that first.
That's true. We need some
people, gear, then we're going.
Okay. Aren't you going to miss this in your life?
Yes, I'm going to especially miss it. I'm telling you, fast food in the Lotus is like the thing the Lotus does the least. Fast food in this is like, I'm an American. I am an American. I'm giving me my fast food and my monster drink, and I'm going to give it to the folks in the back, and we're going somewhere.
This wins.
It's very good, except for the pocket of stupidity.
Except for this one stupid...
And every other pocket is great.
It is.
What?
If you can figure out what to put in this pocket of stupidity, please write to us, everydaydrivertv@gmail.com, and let us know what goes in here.
And that's such a public fail in the midst of all these other hidden things in this car that are great. It's like glowing here, and I don't know what I'm doing. Everything else is awesome.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah.